Ladies and gentlemen, it's Boomer Shooter review time yet again, and I will do my absolute best to help you figure out if this game is for you or not. Now let's do this. Today's meat on the grill is no other than the newly released GZDoom retro shooter called Supplice. Now, let's begin with the story. It goes something like this. The story of Supplice will bring you to the far corners of the universe as humanity has outgrown its cradle. As a part of a terraforming team, it was your job to find and prepare new worlds for colonization. While unleashing biomechanical horrors was not on your terraforming to-do list, saving the world will now have to be in your resume. Now the story is being told through an AI and it screams, so if you want to follow along on the story, be prepared to read a few pages. And it's a little saddening to say this, but even if you're not a reader like me, I highly recommend that you do read what the AI has to say. Not only does the AI tell a story, it's also giving you objectives and explaining how to do them. For an example, your next objective might be to activate an elevator, but you have no idea that is your objective unless you read what the AI has to say. Honestly though, I'm just glad that there actually is a story in this game. I am getting so used to playing retro-inspired shooters that doesn't even have a story nowadays. And the story, it's good in my opinion. And once I actually started reading what the AI had to say, it wasn't as painful as I imagined. It was actually quite entertaining. And every time you bump into one of those AI terminals, it actually has something new and interesting to say, so it adds a little level of excitement to finding these. Now when it comes to the gameplay, I firstly want to point out that the weapons and the sound that they have are excelente. Each weapon has an alternate fire mode, which is great, but what makes them feel so good is the perfect balance between retro and modern. It's leaning heavily on the old school, but the sparkles of modern are just enough to make it feel great even today. And if I have to bash on something, it's that there are no reload animations to the guns. And I love beautifully crafted reload animations, but there are none to be seen here, which on the other hand keeps the pace of the battles going with zero interruptions. So this situation is a little give and take. If you ask me, I would rather have seen some reload animations than have a fluid combat scenario. But I want to know, what do you think? Leave a comment down below. Now when it comes to the enemies, the sprites are beautiful and the variation is great, ranging from your typical mutated soldier to ring-spinning abominations, some charging you and others shooting you with different weapons. However, I felt that they were a little too stupid. It's sometimes too easy to just snipe away with your burst rifle without them even noticing you, even after getting hit. And sometimes they got completely stuck in the room that they were in because they couldn't figure out how to get out. But when fighting in open arena style locations, they worked great. And the boss fight I got to experience, it was quite epic. The levels on the other hand did not fall into my liking at all. I was very often lost and confused, not being able to find the right path or key to unlock a certain door, and this happened in every single level I played. You do have a minimap to help you out, but the minimap felt about just as confusing as the levels. Here, however, the AI terminals helped me more than the map did. The levels, they're also quite big and long, which is totally fine since you can save at any point, and they offer a ton of secrets, with a nice blend of super hard to find and occasional haha, I knew that there was going to be a secret behind this crate. But going back to the maps being big, it doesn't help with you getting lost and running around like a headless chicken looking for the right door to take. Luckily though, headless chickens can run pretty fast and so can you in this game. Apart from me getting lost though, I did have a great time playing this. It leans very much more into the old school than it does the modern, so don't jump into this game thinking you got a 50-50 split of modern and old school, but that does not take away the fact that this game is a blast to play. Now when it comes to the graphics, well, the pixels are beautifully crafted in the GZDoom engine. You can clearly see that they have been created with passion and attention to detail. I did not see a single thing that stood out as is poorly made or not fitting. They really nailed the retro feeling that they were going for, which was to create an angry sister of Doom. And that said, the old school graphics, they are not for everyone. And even if you're down that path, thinking that this is not for you, trust me when I say this. The more you play old school inspired shooters, the more you will come to appreciate them. And this is coming from someone who was thinking, oh, what is this mess, to wow, this is beautifully crafted. This pixel art is amazing. And all I had to do was just to get fed more and more old school inspired games to actually appreciate them. Now, this game actually nails the graphics department. Now the audio, as I mentioned earlier, is great. The guns are spot on and the same goes for the enemies. The 90s vibes are here and they are sounding good. The soundtrack, in my opinion, is also good. It really helps with the atmosphere of the game, but it does get a little repetitive, at least when you're lost and just running around an empty map, listening to the same tunes over and over. Overall though, this is a cool addition to the GZDoom family of games. There are some aspects I would like to see improved, such as the enemy AI, the level design, and some added reload animations. But apart from that, it's a great and beautiful looking experience that I would not recommend to newcomers of boomer shooters, but I would highly recommend to fans of it. Now, if this game was for you or not, that is totally up to you. I hope I helped you figure that out. Leave a comment down below, will you be getting this game or not? And if you haven't had enough of awesome shooter games, don't miss these.